It is only when we truly know and understand we have limited time on earth, and we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we will begin to live each day to the fullest, as if it were the only one we have. "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and richer experience. To those who stay put, the world is but an imaginary place. But to the movers, the makers, and the shakers, the world is all around, an endless invitation. So the only question left to ask yourself is, where should you go now?"
That was good. You got to give me that. That was good. Welcome home. Ali Madawi here with a brand new installment of your Yub Daily on this amazing Earth Day. Ladies and gentlemen, it is April 22nd. And today I want to make sure that you know you got to do something for Earth. Earth has done so much for you. So make sure that you don't litter. Make sure that you do something that you've never done before. Take the pledge. I know I've taken the pledge today that I'm removing this year myself, just by my own water consumption, 1,800 bottles of water out of this earth, because 50 billion bottles of water that we buy every single year, they literally end up in our oceans. So I don't know about you. I want to do my part. So you should definitely do yours. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll have a shameless plug. But in any case, first and foremost, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be around the world. I see my people from the UK. I see my people from here in the United States. I see my people from all over the world. We are continuing with our social media prospecting and recruiting formula. And I think that you have been with me for 2.5 weeks right now as we keep on going and going. And I think you're going to enjoy it. What's going on? Ohio is in the building. Stockholm, Sweden is in the building. I appreciate and I thank each and every one of you as we are broadcasting in multiple platforms as we speak, on Facebook groups, on my fan page, on our YouTube channel, Twitter, and everywhere you may be. Just make sure you stay connected with us. Feel free to hit that share button and or tag a friend that needs to hear this information. So let's talk about prospecting. Prospecting, by far in business, is the one thing that raises the level of anxiety for anybody who is in business. That's why most people would rather spend money and get a sales force or a telemarketing team or whatever it may be, so they themselves don't have to do it. And I don't know about you, and I'm going to be straight up with you. Even I myself, as comfortable and confident as I am in the idea of prospecting and enrolling and recruiting and, doing all those things that are required for any of us to be in business, I still get anxiety. I still get a little bit of like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I do the wrong thing? What if they say no? What if they don't want to be in business with me? What if I lose them after saying the wrong thing, and so on and so forth, right? So I share that with you just so you know that you are not isolated in your own island when you feel those giggles or those butterflies before you text or call or email or whatever it is that you're doing. It is natural. But I will tell you that it is never up to you, or it is never going to be because of you that individual is going to say, yes, I'm open to taking a look, or yes, I want to be in business with you. Rather, it is 100% based on two elements, time and timing. Do they have the time to actually invest in taking a look right away? And is the timing right in their lives in order to be able to get into a business with you? Again, I'm talking about business development in here specifically. I'm talking about the idea of recruiting a network, an organization, an individual that you are to work with. So if you are ready for me, I am ready for you. So let me hear it. Give me that YEP. Let me hear it. Yup. We are ready. Good morning, everybody. I see you coming in. I love you and appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, so I'm going to break it down to you in different parts. And part one is what's called form. And I'm going to give you what form stands for in just a little bit. But you got to form relationships like a professional. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. If your prospect has a feeling that you are ready to sell them something, or you are soliciting business, or you are approaching them with the commission breath, which we talked about a lot of times over the last 2.5 weeks, they are by default, doesn't matter what you say, defensive mechanism is already up. They are already trying to find a way to say no to you. They're trying to find a way to remove themselves from that equation, that conversation. Sometimes they do the easiest thing, and you know what I'm talking about. Ghost you. No more responding, no more reading, no more opening their messenger, and you're wondering, what did I do wrong? Why are they not answering me? Why didn't the conversation was going so well? They felt their sixth sense, their spidey senses told them, he or she is about to start selling me stuff. So when you are initiating a conversation, you got to use your better judgment, right? It's like, is the avocado ripened yet? Sometimes it isn't. And if you try to cut an avocado, excuse me, this is as live gets. When you try, and you better say, God bless you. I'll take all the blessings that I can get right now. Give it to me, all of it. Now, here's the thing. So you got to understand when it comes to forming these relationships that the avocado impact, right? Yeah, see, now you know why I say avocado toast. So the avocado itself, if it is hard, it doesn't matter how sharp that knife is, it's just not going to cut. It's not ready. And at the same time, if you let that avocado ripen way too much, it's ready to go in the garbage. You already missed that window to have that perfect opportunity, right? So what do you want to do? You are to 100% make sure that you are cultivating that conversation, cultivating the relationship in order for that conversation to be just ripened enough. And I'm going to show you how you get it ripened enough so you are enjoying that guacamole dip. You all right with that? All right, let's talk about it. So first things first, we got to understand, we as people, we love to talk about ourselves. I think I'm humble enough to give enough love for everybody else, but I love to talk about myself. Who doesn't? Like to talk about what they're doing in their lives? Who doesn't like to talk about what they're doing in their business? We love it by nature. Now, because of that, I'm going to use that to my own advantage. I know for a fact that you love to tell me about you, so I'm going to ask you everything that there is to be asked about you, but be aware. Everything that you say will be held against you in the court of business. What I mean is I'm taking notes on all the different things that you are telling me, right? As I'm asking you the right questions. So you got to make sure that you are not coming to the conversation with a sale, but you're coming with a conversation with interest to learning about that individual, for he or she has something to say and they are just looking for the right person to listen to them. So when it comes to forming relationships, there are 4 different categories. So the very first category, or the questions that you got to ask, and this is, by the way, what form stands for. F is for family, O is for occupation, M is for message, and R is for a recreation. So let's talk about it. When it comes to family, by the way, this is where you're going to get the most connection, right? So where are you from? Do you have a big family? How many kids do you have? How old are they? How long have you been married? Any fun things that you see yourself doing this year after COVID is done? Like, right? Anything about the family is the most personal thing that will get a conversation, a dialogue. Remember, it's about the know, like, and trust. And it goes both ways. As they are having these conversations, oh my goodness, me too. Yes, we're looking forward to doing the same thing. I actually have 2 children with my beautiful wife as well, Isabel and Sebastian, right? So it's an interaction. It's a dialogue. It's not an interrogation, but it's a dialogue. And it is very, very important for you and I to make sure that we are having loving, caring, real dialogue for that individual to feel that you actually care. Now, I don't just and switch it on him and start talking about business. Nope. Remember, it's all about the avocado. Is it ripened enough or is it still hard? That is going to be determining exactly when it's time for me to turn the conversation around. The second piece to form is O, or occupation, right? So what's your background, right? What do you do? What is it your day looking like as far as working from home nowadays? Are you working or did you get impacted by COVID? Like, these are relevant current conversations about their occupation. And again, allow the person to tell you about themselves and say, oh, actually, well, I personally do such and such and such. That's, by the way, a wink, wink, hint, hint, an opportunity for you to start ATM right there. Such as, I work with individuals or teach them how to make money using Facebook. Pause. Let's get out of this for a second. If the avocado is ripened enough, if that conversation is ripened enough, you will get like, that's awesome. How do they actually do that? Bingo. Now I can go to, well, let me add you to the group itself and I can tag you into videos, add, tag, and then we can message, right? So again, but use your best judgment. Don't be quick on talking about business if you don't feel that the frequency of the conversation is aligned, okay? So making sure that you are asking the right question. Hey, how did you get started in your business, by the way? I love it when I interact with network marketers. I love it when I interact with people who are in other businesses. I love it to interact with other podcasters. I love it to interact with other vloggers, bloggers, you name it. Anything that I love to do for myself, that I have my own audience, that I monetize, my own services and products and company. Guess what? I want to do the same exact thing for them, where they feel that they have somebody who's listening to them. Wouldn't you agree with me that it feels so good when somebody listens to you as you're sharing about your project, your opportunity, what you're most passionate about? Give them the same exact opportunity. It creates such a positive bonding energy, which creates the know, like, and trust, right? They feel good talking to you. So when the time is right, when the avocado is ripened, for you to talk about the opportunity, add, tag, and message, it's seamless, it's natural, it's organic. You don't have to feel awkward. Now let's go to the third one of form, and that is R, recreation, right? So what do you do for fun? Any vacations planned out? What's the plan after COVID? What are you planning on achieving this year? What are some of the fun things that you do with the kids? Are you guys going to any Six Flags activity this year since you are in New Jersey? Like, anything about recreation is going to allow that person. Again, it's a fun conversation. This is not you and I talking about business. And again, it is a dialogue. It is a back and forth. Allow the conversation to get ripened. Now, side note, I caution you to not be a stalker. In other words, if that person doesn't respond to you right away, don't put question mark. Hello, you there? Are you not answering? That's where it's like awkward. We're talking on Messenger in here. It is a notification-based platform. It is not a text message that I'm expecting you to answer me right away. It is not a phone call that you are to respond to me right away. So making sure that you are respecting that if they don't answer right away, they're busy. They may answer you a day, a month, a year later, but they'll eventually get to it when it gets to it. Avocado, it's still hard. Now, the last piece of form is message. So you got to identify their personality type and their hot buttons, and you're going to pick that up. Me personally, what I do, I look for what excites you and your reasons why, right? So for example, if you tell me things like, yeah, man, I'm really, really excited. I'm looking forward to 10x my business, and we're going one day at a time. I picked up, you want to 10x your business. I'm writing that down. Tell me more about how you're planning on 10xing your business. Now, well, it's kind of hard because I'm not sure what platform to use, what website to use. I'm not sure if I'm actually in the right trajectory. Guess what those are? Those are pain points. I'm using those now as your reasons why. As in, well, what if there was a platform where you can actually learn how to overcome those issues that you're dealing with, or have access to a learning platform and have access to coaches and mentors? See, I just opened the door to a business conversation based on what you were saying that you're excited about and what's stopping you from achieving what you're excited about. This is why this last piece is important. This is where is the avocado ripened enough, right? I'm so sticking with the avocado analogy, by the way. So I couldn't help but notice that you are a realtor. How long have you been doing that for? See, again, I just went to your profile, just looked in your bio, or hey, I couldn't help but to see you got a lot of positive posts on your timeline. Are you a motivational speaker or an author? Like, what is that about? And again, I'm trying to find out what excites you. And then once you tell me it, man, you must be a 7-figure earner already. Most people would say, no, not really, far from it. Well, what's stopping you? You look like you have some amazing stuff. Well, I don't have the time. I don't have the guidance. I don't know if I'm actually doing it right. I don't know how to monetize. Pain point, pain point, pain point, pain point. Well, dude, I'm actually glad that you shared this with me. I help people leverage a Facebook group to make money using Facebook. If you want, I can give you access to it, and I'll tag you in 1 or 2 videos and you can see for yourself. Add, tag, and then obviously we're going to message afterwards. So it is all the time about just having a little bit of rapport by asking the right questions that say to that person that I care. Another side note or ninja bonus for you. If you are planning on just talking to 5 people a day, I am here to tell you that you are probably going to have crickets for most of your day. What I mean is you need to fill up that pipeline with friends. Just talk to people as a good friend and allow those who belong, those who qualify and or pre-qualify themselves. See, I don't prospect, I pre-qualify. Those who pre-qualify themselves as the right candidates for what you do, they'll make themselves known based on what's exciting and their pain point. And based on that dialogue, I know that the avocado is ripened enough. And I'll just ask, hey, dude, just, out of curiosity, I see you're in business. I feel like our core values are aligned. I work with people and teach them how to make money using Facebook. And I think you belong in our community. Would you be okay if I just give you access to the group and I'll tag you in 1 or 2 videos just so you can see how people are making money using Facebook? You're either going to say yes or the time or timing wouldn't be right. I don't have time to look at anything right now. And to be honest with you, the timing just isn't right in my life. Why don't we follow up in 2 weeks? Cool. I'm putting it in my calendar. I'm coming back to you to 2 weeks. But it is still a step forward towards the right direction, right? So form, family, occupation, recreation, and message. That last piece don't do it out of this order, by the way. Don't just go directly to messaging them, talking to them about the group. Make sure that you are always getting a little bit of dialogue just to kind of get a feel of their pulse. Are they hot? Are they light? Are they warm? Are they amazing? Or are they just giving me the cold shoulder? Here's a little hint. If somebody ever gives you a thumbs up, that's their nice finger. They don't want to talk to you. It's the easiest way that I can say it. If somebody, when you're like, hey man, how you been? I haven't talked to you in a while. Everything good? They give you a thumbs up. That means I don't want to talk to you. That avocado is so hard that there's no way you should touch it. You should leave it on the far, 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 far end of that basket and just go to somebody else, okay? That is not going to happen. So making sure that you are always, always, always on the right side of that equation. This is why I'm giving you realistic expectations so far. We having fun so far? Because I'm about to give you some disclaimer and a hot tip straight out of the oven. So some of the things that fascinate me about the human element is that people give us every single sign of them needing and wanting something out of life, right? You see people posting about inspirational videos that they see. My goodness, look at this, couple who are going on like an all exotic vacation, and they write on the copy, I wish I could do this with my husband, or I wish I could do this with my wife, or whatever the case may be, right? And those are hints, those are telltales. And we, instead of allowing our human element to kick in and go and start forming with that person, forming a real relationship, respecting these pieces that I just shared with you, we just go right for the kill. Like, hey, I noticed you said that you want to go on that vacation. I got a business that I started not too long ago that I'm making money with on the side that can definitely turn into what you're dreaming of. Dude, you just threw up on him. That's disgust. They're not really willing or wanting to talk to you at this point, because what you said is, I care more about my commission and your credit card than I care about what you actually are passionate about. I didn't take the time to, get a pulse of where you are with the time to do what you need to do to achieve that dream exotic vacation, and the timing in your life in order to do that. So understand all the time, the best questions to ask: why, who, what, the W's, right? So why aren't you doing that already? And what's stopping you, and who's helping you to make this come to life? See, when you ask those questions, that individual is literally going to give you ammunition. Why aren't you doing this already? Well, because I'm struggling with, I lack, I don't have. pain point, reason why. Those are things that I can use to my own advantage to say, what if I can show you a group that teaches how to make money with Facebook and will give you the answer. Now I'm delivering what you needed and what you're looking for. I'm not selling it to you, right? As far as who, most of us either don't trust people or we have the wrong people in our lives. What I mean is, everyone with $10 in their pocket now is a business coach and a guru. You heard me say it since we've met. Everybody's like, hey, do you want to look up how to make $10,000 in 3.5 hours doing absolutely nothing and chilling by my car and behind with my mansion? Click on the link below. All right. Yeah, that's great. But that's gimmicky, right? Most people, and when you buy those modules, you just realize it's the same information from 1999, just recycled differently. The reality is, when you really dig deep and ask the right questions that matter to the person you're talking to in an organic, natural, real, caring fashion, that person will tell you the truth. And if you have the decency of a human being to say, hey, man, listen, this may not be for you, but if there is a way that I can show you how to actually generate money using Facebook to fulfill exactly what you just shared with me, would you be open to at least just taking a peek? It's a free group. I'll tag you in 1 or 2 videos. And if it's not for you, you can remove yourself from it. It's a natural conversation that most people would be willing to entertain. The problem is that you, I, me, human beings, we're hard-headed, narcissistic, quick to just, I want your money. I don't care about no relationship. I don't want to be talking to people. Well, you don't belong in a people business if you don't want to talk to people. I just want to automate everything, and I want to do absolutely nothing but just, automatically have this work for me. And that's great, but you got to earn your stripes. It's a people's business. It is not minions or, a bot. So it is very, very important that you do that. Here's a hot tip for you. To make sure that the questions are extra efficient, check out, actually, you can go to my profile and to see how my bio is set up, how the image is set up, and how the interactions are there all the time. Learn exactly what I do. I do not talk business in the comment like I told you yesterday. I do everything on the direct messenger, and I don't prospect everyone. I talk to everyone, but I pre-qualify you, and then I'll invite you to my business. The reason that is, there's a time and timing for every single person. And God has blessed me with the ability to care more about you and about the time you have, the timing in your life, versus just saying, spend money with me because you need to. So here's the thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a heavy recap on everything that we spoke of since the very beginning. This is literally our 3rd week as we're talking about social media and recruit. Look, I could write a book in here. See all this? So with that being said, by the way, I want to give a major kudos to my mentors, John and Nadia Melton, for teaching me all this stuff and providing this information to you. But I want to just one shameless plug. May I have your permission for a shameless plug? Is that okay? Can I? One little shameless plug. Okay, thank you. So since today is Earth Day, I am proud to be part of a project called Flux. And this is a biodegradable bottle. I'm not selling you anything. I want to tell you the mission behind it. The reason I'm so proud of this bottle is it replaces 1,800 plastic bottles that I would normally have to buy in order to drink water, like most likely tap water. So today is Earth Day. And by one of us using this bottle 5 times a day, filling it up with our own filtered or tap water, most of us, me, I'm using it to lose weight too. But beside the weight loss point, we can literally make a major difference. There are 50 billion bottles of water that end up in our oceans every single year in the United States alone. Forget the rest of the globe. Just in the United States alone. That's water that you're going to swim in. That's water that comes back in your shower. In case you don't know, that's how it all happens. That water, that plastic that we are not taking care of, ends up in our fish that we eat, ends up in our hair as it comes back to us as you're taking that shower. Well, there's a lot of plastic that now becomes nano format. So it's very important for you and I to do our part for those who come way after us. I'm talking about our children and children's children. I'm talking about everybody. Forget about politics, please. I don't care if you are left wing, right wing, believe in global warming, don't believe in global warming. This is common sense. I don't want to drink plastic in my water. I don't want my son to be sick because there's plastic in the food that we eat. It's very important. And today is worth it to talk about it. It's April 22nd, is Earth Day. I'm curious to see, number one, What was your biggest takeaway from today's class? Number 2, let me know in the comment, what are you willing to do to make an impact on this Earth Day? I appreciate you and I thank you. And I will be seeing you tomorrow with a major recap on everything that we spoke of and a little bit of, well, actually a lot of bit of ninja bonuses you'd wish you have every single day with you. I appreciate it and I thank you. And until next time, peace out.